believe anyway. I don't think they can open it that I know of. Okay.
On page 16, this is your public officials policy. And it really, we're looking at three coverages. This is one of the policies that I think is probably one of the most important in the whole package. It has three coverages. First of all, it provides directors and officers liability, which covers the entity, but it also covers the board members if they're listed in a suit for a wrongful act. And a wrongful act is not a bodily injury property damage claim. A wrongful act is an error or an omission. An error meaning you've done something incorrectly, or an omission means you should have done something but you didn't. And you're being sued for a monetary loss, monetary damages, okay? And so it's picked up in this policy. The second coverage is employment-related practices. So if you had an employee sue the town for an employment-related issue such as failure to hire, failure to promote, maybe you fired somebody correctly, I've been harassed and been discriminated against, I've been sexually harassed, it comes under this coverage. And then you have $1 million for land use liability, and that is a single line $1 million coverage for a zoning planning board type land use claim. Okay. Now, with these liabilities, with the general liability, the auto liability, public officials liability, and NYMER's stance on defense and not paying the frivolous lawsuit to make it go away, they're running on an average of 70 to 75% of the claims that come against a local municipality are settled with no indemnification paid to the claimant. Okay, it's pretty unheard of.
And NYMER pays for all of the defense out of their pocket. You don't pay anything.
However, I will tell you, because they're a reciprocal, you would become a member of the program. You would have ownership and a subscription to the program. If you are negligent, if we are ordered by the courts to pay the claim, they're the first to cut the check. Okay. Excess liability on page 17, you have a $3 million layer and really a $6 million aggregate. And what that means is if you have a claim that exhausts the $1 million limits on any of those three policies below, your $3 million excess policy steps in. So you're really operating with $4 million of coverage day to day. Okay.
And then if you have a horrific year, you have another $6 million on top of that. We give you an additional $3 million and then a general aggregate of $6 million. So if you had a couple of claims, you on your other policy you only have a $3 million aggregate. You might tap into that aggregate, and that's over all of your coverages. So you have up to $6 million. We give you a 3.6, whereas now you have a 3.3 above and beyond your underlying. I know it's confusing, but there's a little more coverage there.
More coverages.
Yeah. I did miss a liability policy on page 10. Don't go wheeling back there. I'm just going to tell you, it's an OCP, Owner's Contractors Protective. So the owner is the state of New York, and in New York right away, the contractor is the town highway department who's performing contractor work, and the town is or the state is requiring the town to take out an OCP policy to protect the state should an incident occur while the town is working in the right of way. So that's in part of the package. I missed that. That was tucked down here. So now if you go to page, page 18, this is your crime policy. I can tell you the declaration page of the policy that we looked at does not have crime coverage included. We could not find anywhere where you had a crime policy in place. I don't know if it's with another company. We didn't look at it. Okay.
They paid how many years ago? We had vandalism done at the gravel mine.
Well, this crime policy is going to primarily cover for employee theft of money.
Oh, okay.
Or embezzlement, internal embezzlement at the town.
I don't see where you have that. It's excluded on the policy that I looked at. And so remember when we sat down, we kind of worked our way through the budget and we looked at some numbers, and what we really did is we created some policy limits for you in this crime coverage, okay? And so we kind of pulled this together because you don't have it that I can see. Okay. Now, if it's with another company and we haven't had access, I don't know. But employee theft per loss coverage is $200,000. Forgery and altercations of money instruments is $50,000. Inside the premises, theft of money and securities at $25,000. Now, that's theft, disappearance, and destruction of money, theft not being employee theft, but theft meaning somebody else goes in and takes the money. Okay? Employee theft is the top line at
Right.
200,000. Computer fraud at 50,000. Fund transfers at 50,000. You have to have faithful performance of duties placed onto your crime policy because it's a law that you have it, you need it, you have to have it. And really faithful performance is saying that the employee has been faithfully performing his or her duties, the money is missing, however now the policy has to trigger coverage, although we can't really prove a theft. Okay? Then you can see the bookkeeper is bonded at an additional 500,000 and the clerk tax collector an additional 500. So really what I'm saying is if the bookkeeper or tax collector takes more than the initial 200,000, then their excess limits step in. Okay? But again, it's included in our package because I think you need that.
Actually, by law, you're supposed to have the faithful performance on certain positions. The town supervisor, highway super, tax collector, judge, if you had court, judge and court clerk or something required. And you can have a blanket, like Bill gave you a $200,000 limit on everyone.
Questions on this? I mean, I kind of.
I don't have any questions, though. I'm impressed. The package, there's no doubt about that. At this, as I said, we've got our board meeting on the 6th, I think it is, and that's when JR is coming in and gives more. But I mean, this is.
Let's see, Friday
a hell of a
2nd.
package.
3rd, 4th, 5th, 6th.
I don't really think they're going to compete.
So our agency has a risk management program,
Okay.
and if you become a member of NYMER through our agency,
What's that?
we're almost done.
Well,
We're almost done.
wrap up the insurance.
Yeah, wrap up
We're
the
almost
insurance.
done. So if you
Then we'll
become
just lock the door so they can't come in.
with our agency, you're going to have access to the Xywave program, which we would look to set that up in here for you. And the ZYWAVE. But the Xywave program has all of the OSHA written programs. You just insert your name. It has all the training programs, the PowerPoint for lockout, tagout, right to know. It has all of the pre-test, post-test check sheets, certificates, and everything. Okay? We have the ability to print literally hundreds of safety posters. Okay. Here's just a manual. You don't. This is a public entity, a municipal employee safety manual, and we're able to generate this for you when it's going to be in the town of Franklin. Will be specifically put together. And this is the employee handbook. Now I screwed it up when I ran it to you. But you can see it's very, very comprehensive. Okay? And so there's literally hundreds of thousands of these documents that are available that you don't have to go out and buy. You don't have to.
Your 800 members, you're picking the best. More stuff out.
Well, and it's tailored to municipalities.
Right,
I think.
right.
Bill's agency insures a lot of municipalities. You can't just go with any agent and say,
Right.
hey, we can write my town insurance. And I'm not bad about the Gates Coal. They actually have some accounts with NYMER, and they do quite a few municipalities. But because there are so many more with men, and NYMER has that specific niche, we do produce a lot of information.
We're going to finish up this, and then we'll come in.
But what we'll do is I'll leave my card in case you have any NYMER specific questions. Please always
Thank you very much.
give me a
Sorry
call.
for the.
Oh, that's okay. This is my first fresh air meeting. It's really cool.
We're unique.
Here's my card.
We need something on somebody.
You're a town board member
No,
also?
no.
No?
Another
Just
one.
recording. Newspaper, I'll take one of those.